Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings.
So, is this your first visit to Chennai?
No, we've been here before. Our first ever proper concert in India was in 2003. We came to Chennai for that. And it was in IIT Madras. IIT, yeah. And Euphoria was there with us, and we had a great time. That was in 2003, and unfortunately we don't come here that often. And the last time we came here was in 2008, and after that now.
So, Chennai experience at IIT Madras was?
That was amazing because that was the first time we had no expectations as such, because of course we had released our albums here, but performing for a huge crowd for the first time, had a great time, and then never looked back because that was the first ever performance, and it's 10 years now. We have been performing very regularly, and as Bilal said, Chennai, we have come here very it's been not that frequent, but whenever we are here, it's nice, it's good. In fact, we came here to release our album also. Whenever I think we did Dhani, we came for a promotional tour.
Alright. So did you learn any Tamil?
No. There are so many languages in India, and we go to different cities and you have different languages. Only could learn from Gujarat. We learned few words. Other than that,
yeah, because he's Gujarati, he's lying. He's a
How original?
we can't even pronounce the name correctly of the venue we are playing at. Tamil is not a easy language. It's so every word is a tongue twister.
Yeah, these are pretty tough.
Since how did you embrace your music? We grew up listening to you guys, so the gap has been quite a hit for all of us.
India is such a great country. Rich in arts, culture, dance, music, everything. We love coming here, and people somehow they love our music, so that's why we come here so often.
So how is back? It's IPL right now. How is Pakistan at the moment in IPL?
Actually, unfortunately, now only the commentators from Pakistan and few coaches are there, because all the team players from first season, they're not there. I think one got a chance, Azhar Mahmood, since he's a British national. But other than that, so that's why, of course, you lose that momentum. In Pakistan, everybody is so crazy about cricket. So they do feel that missing factor of Pakistani being here. Hopefully, let's hope that they are there in the next season or after that. But other than that, as cricket followers, I think IPL is now getting little bit like that fever is going little down. I don't know about the whole India, but because I remember we watched the first 2-3 seasons really religiously. But too much cricket everywhere. There's so much cricket happening. Then so many these Premier Leagues happening in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka and everywhere. I think it's too much cricket now.
I don't follow IPL at all, so Faisal would be a better person to answer that. I don't watch cricket that much.
See the format where you exchange players, that is also something that I don't like, because first 3 years you like this team and then suddenly those players are in other team. So it's very tough, but I don't know. Yeah, this year I can't say that who's Chennai Super Kings, because Dhoni is still there, and that team is relatively the same kind of, and they have won the maximum IPLs. So
CSK. Yeah. See, I was listening to Coldplay's interview once, and Chris Martin was telling the interviewer, I didn't learn piano. I just I picked it up in that sense. Did you go back and learn more music, classical piano? A bunch of college kids who learn together.
Actually, most of the musicians in Pakistan are self-taught musicians, and when we started off way back in 89, 90, there was no infrastructure for music, for musicians, and there was no YouTube also at that time. So we just used to learn by reading, by talking to other musicians. And my father fortunately was working for EMI at that time, and I was in touch with a lot of musicians and recording artists of those times. So I was I grew up in that environment. So music came naturally to me, and I just learned it.
Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings. Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings.
When you, at least in your generation, you didn't have YouTube to learn or pick up or to see what was going on. It's just you're self-taught. So initially when you had to come up with a tune, there's so much about the rag and being the right way. Did you have to go through that confusion?
See, in my case, when we started the band and we recorded a couple of albums after that, I felt that I need to learn because, we started as a hobby, but if we want to do it professionally, we need to have, some standards to meet. And I did learn classical music for a couple of years. But again, our music is not such that, we need classical influence in that much. Of course, the melodies which Bilal makes, it's there because you're listening a lot of different genres. So you don't really have to know that, okay, mujhe ye melody rag Iman mein hi banani hai. I mean, it can go in any scale. Probably you can mix 3-4 scales and you don't know what scales are there or rags are there. But it's okay if it's sounding good. Nowadays with YouTube, it's amazing that people have so much of information, so much of knowledge that they can achieve something in such a short span of time, which we couldn't have. We used to feel that all these जो पुराने musicians होते थे, we used to hear that they do riyaz for 8 hours, 7 घंटे, और हमें होता था कि how can you achieve them, when we used to hear purane playback singers from India. But today if you hear Shreya Ghoshal and all the other new musicians and singers, they're amazing. And I think YouTube is really have taken that thing to a different level.
Okay, so when the purists heard you, the trained musicians, when they heard this fresh young voice, what did they tell you?
I think initially they rejected us, outrightly, and they said these guys, they know nothing and they should be banned. I'm talking about Pakistan, not about India. And there was a constant tussle between pop musicians and classical singers in Pakistan.
Because about generally pop musicians.
But later on, I think we stood our ground, and they also realized that we are here to stay and not going anywhere. Now, whenever we meet like seasoned musicians, ghazal singers or classical musicians, they meet us with a lot of respect and they treat us like, as if we know something. And we have earned respect over these years, and which is good.
I think there was a phase when the Pakistani pop industry started and this Western influence. Initially, there was a phase when musicians used to, just take a Western tune, put Urdu lyrics and release that. That was the first phase. Then there was a phase when they used to make Western melodies and put original melodies but put Urdu lyrics. But then I think we all found that connection with our roots. It doesn't have to be a completely classical song, but whatever melody you make, it has a connection with your audience. That connection actually really helped the whole Pakistani pop industry, whether it was Strings or Junoon or anybody else later on, that you could connect to the people. Because after all, our whole subcontinent, it has a very rich influence of folk and classical. So when we found that, it really helped the industry.
And also, tell us a bit about Brazil, Pakistan, because what we're hearing and what I'm sure is quite different to people there. The way the entertainment industry back there. Tell us a bit about that.
Entertainment industry, music industry has been going very strong until these past 3-4 years, that the country is still going through a very rough time, and we all as a nation are hoping that May 11th will get the change. And of course, when the elections are near, you get that momentum. And this time, for the first time, I think we feel that people are actually really serious, because every time in past elections, people used to take it for granted that, okay, either it will be rigged or either this party is going to come, my vote will not make a difference. But this time, people are really, really serious. It shows so far. I think media and social networking has really played a good role, because now people know exactly what the others are feeling and thinking. So hopefully this will be a very positive change, because past 3-4 years, especially music, has been really suffering. Entertainment as such, it's not there as it used to be. But of course, TV is there, TV channels are there, so they need content. Contents will be there and they will be watched. But people have other worries too. And when you have other worries, when you have, different problems, entertainment does not come into you very automatically, although it will be there, but it will just pass by. So we're just hoping that now things will change for the better.
Like we've been sitting with an album for the last 2 years, and like us, a lot of other bands, they're holding on to their work till they feel that the things have settled down and now it's a good time to release. So hopefully after the elections, we are predicting a change. So things will get better in the music industry and the other entertainment industry.
Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings. Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings.
How does music come to you? Most of the times when I find out about musicians, they say the tune just comes in their head and it's on. So the best tunes, in fact, they say just happens like that. So how does music come to you?
It's not easy to explain because, like a public speaker, you give him a topic, he'll just start speaking and go on for like 2 hours and he won't even think about it, what he's saying, but he will keep on coming up with stuff, and it's just like that. When I'm sitting with a guitar, I start humming and I keep coming up with these melodies and I keep on recording them in my dictaphone, in my iPhone. And later on, when I go through the recorded stuff, I find really nice, interesting bits and pieces, which then I share them with Faisal, and then we sit together and select the best pieces, and then we start building a song over that.
Okay. So do girls still throw themselves upon you guys? Is it crazy to themselves?
Actually, they know that we are married, we have kids, and we also know that, so we don't miss the good days.
Is that what you call it? The good days?
The good days.
So, any crazy female fan experience?
Yeah, we have been through this question so many times. It's just, of course, as Bilal said, now we are 42. We have different responsibility. Going on stage has a different feeling what it was earlier. Earlier we would be least concerned about the sound and all this stuff, and we're saying, okay, how many girls are there? Now we have different agendas. Now it's more serious. But again, it matters. It matters when you have a good-looking crowd. No matter what, we are still performers. We are still young at heart, and we love when you have a good crowd.
Right. What are your fans telling you? I'm sure you're interacting with them through social media. What are your fans?
They want us out with a new album very soon, and we understand that. It's just as Bilal said that music is something which has to come naturally. You cannot just block a time that, okay, I have to do it, so I have to do it. There are musicians who just wait for a long time just to come up with something really credible, and of course we have so many songs, and with time is passing by, there's so many songs are just going into the bin because we're not going to use them. But the timing is such when people are ready to accept it and hear it, and hopefully we're really hoping, and I think the whole nation is really optimistic, and I hope we all feel good about May 11th and feel good after May 11th and start a new journey.
Okay, so we saw you took us through a Spider-Man journey, and then you took us Dhani. So your next album will be all about.
See, now, of course, as performers, because earlier when you talk about 2003, we were still very new to concerts. Like our first concert in India was 2003 when we released Dhani and Na Jaane Kyun. Now, over these years, traveling and performing on stage, it has a different feeling. And I'm sure when Bilal composes a song also, he has in mind that, okay, how will we perform it on stage? Earlier it wasn't like that. Earlier it was only for studio album. So it's a good blend now with studio thinking and performing on stage. So now you use that arrangement which will actually create that energy on stage. So overall the experience changes a bit, but again it's strings. It needs to have that signature sound which we always had, because that's what our fans are waiting for. So whatever stuff we have right now, It's really exciting. Can't wait to share it with everyone, and hopefully it will be soon.
Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings. Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings.
Now that you've crossed 10, your family, and you're no longer in the delusion of what love is. You know what life is. It's there in front of you. So what are you writing about? What is the music about right now?
Right now, most of our songs are about hope, about a positive future, about empowering the youth, and that's the main focus of our music right now.
Right. So you want to bring in sort of a change? You want people to think through your music, or how is it?
Yeah, because over these years we have realized that it's not just about having fun, going on stage and rocking it out. What we have earned over these years, we have to give it back, and there's a certain sense of responsibility we feel now. Yes, we have done all the love songs, we have done all types of genres, but now it's time to give back to the society. And our kids, the young generation, they need something from us, and whatever we can give them, we'll do our best.
You had Bob Marley, most of the musicians, Bob Dylan, bringing in revolutions to the music, making people think. Is that the bigger idea?
Yeah, because I think the rock star who said it, but the two things you want to do in life: you want to change the world and have fun. And as a rock star, you can do both at the same time.
How was the whole experience working in the Bollywood industry? Working with Dutt, who's not with us, is in jail, right? Poor thing, still.
It was...
It was a great experience. Again, as musicians, of course, we were inclined towards Bollywood music. Never thought ever that, okay, one day we will be working for this industry. So it was a huge thing for us as musicians. And again, Bollywood has such a huge reach that, you get appreciation all over the world. Working with Sanjay Dutt and John was amazing because, you look at them on screen and you say, wow, these are huge stars, and then one day you're just working with them and they are with you like your best friends, and you just feel that how great of these people, their attitudes, and the stardom is not at all there on their heads, and you learn a lot with that means people are so humble. Of course, all these experiences and the way people work in the industry, one learns a lot, and it's always been amazing. Although it's Bollywood or non-Bollywood, working with Indian musicians, although we have worked with so many in non-filmy collaborations also. It's what we see around us or on TV, Pakistan and India, it certainly is not like that. When we're here with our friends, we don't even talk about once that ye kyun aisa ho gaya, because we want to get out of it. We are in 2013, we cannot go back to 1971 all the time. We need to look forward, and this whole area, this whole subcontinent, I don't know how to do it, but we need to actually build it as a team.
Has Rahman happened to you guys? Just the guys who live in Chennai to meet Rahman by any chance?
That's one thing we really want to do, visit Rahman Saab's studio. So we'll use our contacts and just make sure that...
Earlier we know that we always used to plan and do something, but then we finally met him once in Bombay. So wo ek cheez achhi wo ho gayi, that we met him there. But yeah, that's a highlight for a musician here to be in China.
Yeah, and one of my listeners, when I put up on my Facebook that I'm going to meet you guys, they say that your songs are always in search of something. They kuch dhoondte rehte hain in. So is that really the journey in your music?
Actually, वैसे तो अगर आप देखें तो इंसान को ढूंढते रहना चाहिए, because the day you feel that okay, I've got everything and I've learned everything, that's the last day. So that search is really important for everybody, and of course subconsciously it is there, means we always want to do something extra which is out of our domain, because that's how you're going to learn.
Sano in conversation with Bilal and Faisal from Strings.